Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Funan Digital Life Mall. It is on in the Alienware Arena. The Dragon Nest is running rampantly hot, and it's time for some 3v3 action. China taking on the Philippines here, and we'll be heading back to the Lost Temple very, very shortly for some more of this action. Just quickly running you through the two teams. Over to my left-hand side, we have the Philippine side. It is made up, of course, of Jinmore. He's the far left-hand side. He is the Elemental Lord. Sherelle, he is the Priest, and Walter on the inside of him, who is the Mercenary, and exactly the same lineup, Mercenary, Priest, and Elemental Lord. 777, Cookie, and Moon for the Chinese side. Let's head on over to the Lost Temple. So the two teams are going to get themselves all organised and ready to go on the map of Lost Temple. It's a figure eight a map if you haven't seen it before, ladies and gentlemen. And basically the top of a bridge is the way that they can go across the inside of that figure eight. So the teams will start to push their way through. This is a genuine battle to see who's got the better skill as a team, ladies and gentlemen, because the two teams are exactly matched with mercenaries, Elemental Lords and Priests, and straight away the lightning crosses get dropped down in through the middle of the map there. Those two big beastly X's so that you can see chucking out lightning everywhere you like. A few buffs, a few solid shots going through in terms of the ice, as well as it gets laid down. A big vortex ball being thrown out there from the Elemental Lord from the Philippine side. There's the Mercenary just rolling his barrel, rolling himself around. Oh, a big jump up at the top, assisted by a bit of a bash on the way up there as well. Got him right up on top of the bridge. He drops himself right back down immediately and gets back into the thick of the fury that is going on down the bottom. Chinese have already lost a player. That is one down straight away as the Filipino side automatically has the advantage. Jinmore, he is jumped on top of, no, in fact, it's not Jinmore. It is the Elemental Lord who's going to get taken down as he is defeated, and it'll be Philippines grabbing the first round under very quick circumstances too. So all still standing there with decent health as well, ladies and gentlemen. It could be a sign of things to come, but you never can say never in the game of Dragon Nest. Of course, it is proudly supported by Alienware, Intel, Sound Image Productions, and StarHub, and the prize is brought to you by TT Esports by Thermaltake. So some good prizes for these two teams to be fighting out for as well, amongst the other teams that are here this weekend for this Dragon Nest Shanda Invitational, as everything starts to heat up and through the mid once again. Mercenary goes back onto the Elemental Lord as she cops a bit of heat. The Elemental Lord there for the Filipino side is, of course, the man known as Jinmore. He has had a bit of a whale of a weekend. Just about took out 777 in a game just a few moments ago, 1v1 just before lunch, and he's having a whale of a time here with the fire going strong for him. Still a 3v3 situation with 45 seconds gone already on the clock. And watch and wait to see how these three players from the Philippines are teaming up very nicely. The Chinese, the Elemental Lord in particular, that is the man known as Moon. He is stuck into a little bit of a world of hurt here as his opposite number starts to go up against a big grand cross goes flying through the mid as Jinmore jumps on the broomstick and goes flying around the place, and it's going to be death to the Elemental Lord. She goes down. That's the first one to drop, and it'll be a 3v2 situation here. There's the Priest for China. He has stuck himself underneath the troll bridge trying to heal and buff himself up, but he's not having a whale of a time here. The big grand cross goes flying through the mid as the Mercenary just evades that ever so slightly and then throws out the big bomb shot, and they're focusing all their attention on the Chinese Mercenary at the moment. 777 is getting bashed up to heck and back, and he will not survive this one, I'm sure, as he gets a little bit of healing from his priestly teammate, but it's not looking good for him. Here comes the whirlwind. This could save the day as he grabs two of the Filipino players. He's going to take down one of them along the way, so the Elemental Lord is going to get dropped, but the Priest will get a kill on the Priest for China, so it is just the Mercenary v2, and it's not going to be looking good for him. The health situation for all concerned, you can see on the map. I won't give it away for these players, and in the end it's not going to be a worry. It was low for both the two Filipino players, but in the end they came away trumps, just dropping that Chinese Mercenary once again, and it'll be 2-0. It is first to 5, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Dragon Nest scoreboard. So the 5 rounds is all you need, and then you've got to do that one more time once you've done it the first. It is, of course, best of 3, so you need 2 match wins to take the game completely. So as the two teams once again meet up into the middle, underneath the troll bridge, they start to collide, and indeed it is a collision because all sorts of mayhem is occurring. Mercenary v Priest action, Priest v Elemental Lord action, and then it's going to be Elemental Lord v Priest action, as well as the Mercenary double teaming out the back. Oh, let's see if I can find that one for you. There's the mercenary 777 going nuts onto that priest. The priest is going to evade it here from the Philippines as he starts to unload a few shots here and there. There's the first one down. It's going to be the Chinese once again losing a player. These Philippine players are on song at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, courtesy of their, the full complement of their team. The whirlwind starts to occur from 777, but there's also a big flame rod go through from the Elemental Lord in the form of Jin Moore, as he still stands quite happily. In the meantime, Moon gets stuck in a shard. It's going to be curtains for him, surely. Yes, it is. He'll go down. It's just going to be the priest left still standing. Let's see if we can find him. And in fact, no, it won't be a concern. He'll get taken down, and it'll be a decent health stack left from the Philippine players. Well, they are winning convincingly here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, is what I'm trying to say, when they've got a very high health level remaining in the round. So 3-0, and a solid effort here from the players from the Philippine side. It is the Philippines versus China, ladies and gentlemen, and just Dragon Nest 3v3 action here, courtesy of the Shanda Invitational, best of 4 for the Southeast Asia area. There's more action happening in through the mid. It is fast and furious. The priest standing back, untouched by human hands, is quite happy with the work that he's doing right now. He starts to go topside onto the Elemental Lord as she freezes him up and then starts to unload as well. Big flame bird goes through the middle of him, but he'll recover quite happily and start to make his way through back to retaliate accordingly. There's the big unleash from up top, and he will start to rain merry hell on everybody as the Elemental Lord tries to retaliate back accordingly. It is still a 3v3 situation. Players are going to drop any minute now, I'm sure of it. There's the flame rod from Jin Moore. He loves that maneuver. He chases that Harry Potter broomstick like nothing on earth. Out comes the big bash, crash, and everything else. More crosses being dropped. There's a frost being thrown around all over the place as well, and the Chinese certainly have themselves in a good position here as their players get themselves set to finish off. There they go. They dropped one but two. The mercenary is going to go down. Then the Elemental Lord will finally be dropped, and it will be done and dusted. 3 still standing for the Chinese as they recover around 3-1 on the scoreboard. And that is a nice little recovery from the Chinese. More from attrition than anything else, but they stuck around and hung around on that one quite well. Just teaming up together where they needed to do, and that is what counted in the end. So as we follow down the back here, let's see what we can find underneath the troll bridge as the priest and Elemental Lord sit back while they send 777, that mercenary of doom, in to do all the hard work for them. There he is there as he tries to beat up on the Elemental Lord down the back. It is hard yards for him at the best of times. He starts getting electrified now by the Filipino players. He's going to barrel out underneath that bridge and start to make some more good efforts to shoot players in through the mid as the lightning starts to come on out and starts to really take effect as these players just start to push it a little bit further. Here is that 777 player, the mercenary of excellent ability. He did very, very well against the Malaysian side, and now he's really got his work cut out for him against this Filipino side as he starts to get himself right into the action. One of his teammates just locked up into an ice shard there, and he's going to get stuck over in the one of the corners, and it'll be 2 minutes still remaining on the clock. 1 minute down in a 3-1 situation. Everybody seems to look like they're going to try and regroup, but no, not enough chance to do so. Now the mercenary comes roaring on, and he's going to have a go trying to help out his priest, who's in a spot of bother with a 3-on-1 situation. The heel cross comes out, so does the Reign of Terror from the priest, and the mercenary will back out of that one. He throws the boulder from literal point blank range. He cops himself a shot to the face from a wayward Elemental Lord spell. But it's going to be a 3v2 situation. They've taken out the first player from the perspective of the Philippines. The whirlwind shot comes in. Up goes the mercenary, I think it is, who's in that whirlwind. And that is a great piece of work from the mercenary from China. The priest goes seeking solace around the corner, and he's going to get caught in another one. No, retaliatory. And the mercenary will go down from China. So now it's a 2v2 situation. Both priests still standing. Both mercenaries, one mercenary down and one Elemental Lord down. So let's see what can come of this now. 1 minute left on the clock. Both teams looking to regroup and get themselves in a bit of a health sorting out situation. Long range shots are going to start to come into play here as both sides just get themselves set and ready to roll. The lightning crosses come down, so do the healing buffs, and everybody starts to just try and recoup some of that health so they can go into fight and fight and vie for another day. As this 3v1 situation comes to a head. It is going to be, big flames coming flying at the priest from China. He walked right into that one. It's going to be close range situation. The priest from the Philippines is going to get dumped on. So it's just going to be all left to the mercenary in the form of Walter. He is left standing with a whole lot of work to do. He's got his opposite number right in his sights. He lines him up, but he's going to get caught into an ice shard. This isn't good news for him. He's got the priest going down. He's going to have to go for both of them, and in the end he's going to get stuck in into a bit of a jam. He needs to go for one just to at least try and win the round for his team, or at least draw the round for his team. What will he do as he goes the long-range shot? No, yeah, here it comes. The boulder goes out, doesn't quite pick up the player, and he's going to lose the round for his side as they just quite couldn't pull it off. As you see there, the priest was in a pixel of health. 4% health was all that he was on, ladies and gentlemen, but unfortunately Walter not able to see that, so not able to target him and grab his team the round win, so they'll lose it. It'll be 3 rounds to 2 in favour of the Philippines still, though. They've only got the 1 round advantage, though, as opposed to the 3 they originally had, and things will come to a head once again in through the middle of the map. The lightning crosses go down, a stable environmental buff that you see popping into the Dragon Nest arena, especially here on Lost Temple. Just keeps the enemy at bay, doesn't really do too much damage, but just pushes them away and gives them a touch of an annoyance, if nothing else. Big vortex shot there going out from the priest as he fires that one through, and then he fires the merry rain of hell. The Grand Cross comes out from the Filipino priest at the same time. The shots are going very, very nastily in through the middle. Here comes Walter. He's got the mercenary for the Philippine side. He starts his game on, fires the boulder down deep. This is a good, well-aimed boulder. In this 3v3 situation, 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock as both sides start to go. The whirlwind comes out from Walter on the mercenary side. He gets some backup from both his teammates as they start to go in close range with the Chinese team, and they've got them on a bit of a knockdown, so that is good work from them. The buff comes down as well to heal them up. And they're looking good here. There we go. They're going to start to push on through. Here comes Walter into his action. There's the first player down. That is the Chinese priest who has been dropped. Now it looks like they're going to target onto the Elemental Lord, and they'll do so successfully. So it's all down to 777 to try and last it out and take out 3. He is not looking like he's going to survive it, though, as he gets electrified, then bashed by a boulder, and then bashed by an axe as it goes round and round in circles. 4 rounds to 2 on the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, here in this matchup. It is, of course, 1st to 5, so that makes it match point for the Philippines in this best of 3. So the first match is teetering on the brink. The Philippines still with a lot of work to do. The Chinese can come back from anything. They showed us that earlier today as they came back from a couple of situations which were really beyond their recovery, but indeed they did, and they came through to win that game against Malaysia. Now they start to push on through out the back. The shots coming through good ones. The mercenaries just going toe-to-toe out the back here, but there's also some Elemental Lord support from the Filipino side. In comes some Elemental Lord support from the Chinese side as well, and in fact everybody's joined the ruckus as the Grand Crosses get thrown, the electric crosses get dumped down, and some more big shafts of light getting thrown around all over the place. More crosses dumped. More players going close toe-to-toe. Elemental Lord dropping some ice onto the 777 mercenary from China as he starts to get himself into a spot of bother. He's just going to back on out of that one. Oh, Jin Moore just stuck onto a cross there as his flame rod was on a bit of a roll, but couldn't quite pull that one off to go any longer, and trying to grab some more damage onto the opposition. It is going to be a 3v1 though situation, and they are looking solid for another win here. There are spells all over the map. It's going to be the mercenary left standing, and 777's you got to feel for him in this situation because he doesn't stand much of a chance. And that will be the round. That will be the match for the Philippines. They will grab the first one. It'll be 6 kills in favour of the Elemental Lord, 5 for the mercenary and 5 for the priest. We'll be back with you in just a moment. So the two sides will switch to Ru, and the Ancient and Chaos will go around the other way. So we'll have the Chinese side going on to the Chaos side of things, and the just waiting for one of them to switch, and then we'll see the Philippine side jump over to the Ancient side of things. Good start to the map from the Filipinos. They were very, very good on their offensive side, and then the defensive side from them was just as good as well, making sure that they stuck together and made sure that they were, as a crew and as a group, sticking around and making sure that they could sort of consolidate the damage that they were throwing out. And so far, so good for them. So we'll just wait for the next round to get underway, just waiting for one player to swap. And they are going to ready themselves on up.
The last point we start because of priest was start to 4-3.
No, we're going to go back to 4-3. False start on the offense, 10-yard penalty, still first down. We'll go back for another go at that 4-3 round, in fact. So we'll just be switching back, as apparently there was a technical issue with one of the PCs. And then we'll go and give it another go. So, you know, nothing's ever written in stone, and exactly that round wasn't as well. So we'll just drop on back in there any second. Or not. There we go. So we'll shoot back to the Lost Temple now, ladies and gentlemen. Right, ladies and gentlemen, back into the play. It is going to be, hopefully this time. Are we all on the right side? Okay, yeah, we're good. All right, so, ladies and gentlemen, we go back into the middle. Lost Temple is the map. Again, a reminder, it is actually 4-3 this time. The two sides are China versus the Philippines, not a mix of both. And starting to push on through into the middle of the map. So underneath the troll bridge, they all head. The lightning crosses get dumped down onto the ground. Here comes the push from Walter. He goes straight for his opposite number and absolutely smashes him in a Street Fighter-esque move that you would see in a console game as he starts to push on beautifully. It is fantastic work from him. He gets caught in a shard and then flamed up particularity by that man in the back play. That is Moon, the elemental lord for the Chinese, who was now copping a whole lot of affection from the mercenary indeed. He gets his priest in support, and then they come on out. They're going to start to try and cordon this priest off into a corner. The whirlwind shot comes out and it starts to take good effect. The two mercenaries go toe-to-toe now as Walter goes chasing 777. It is all on for love or money. Flame going across the field. There is plenty of action here as the elemental lord from the Chinese starts to take a big old pot shot at the mercenary. He's going to be successful. Two players go down, one from each side. As now it's going to be plenty of communications going through. There's a priest on the Chinese side just sitting back quite happily waiting it on out. He's going to get the holy war starting as the two priests go toe-to-toe. They're going to get caught in amongst it. Oh, it's a big shot there from the Filipino priest onto the air. Oh, and there we go. And now he's romper stomping on top of the Chinese elemental lord. And it's going to cause the Chinese priest to go bailing back. It's going to be buff and heal time for both sides as the elemental lord and the priest for the Philippines go chasing on in. Are they going to follow them through? Looks like they are as they go round the other side. So now they'll just wait them on through and try and play this game of cat and mouse, which seems to have started occurring. The elemental lord for the Chinese gets himself set up, just tapped up there by an errant lightning cross, which is on a perfect positioning to annoy the living daylights out of him. So now that lightning cross will finally disappear. They go in sight of. Absolutely, everybody's out of sight of everybody else at the moment as they start to get themselves. There we go. So finally the priest from the Philippines finds, and he's going to buff up him and his teammate. They're going to rock on down. They're in a good situation here to push on through. That's why they're being the aggressors. 37 seconds left on the clock. It is a 2v2 situation. The Chinese will be looking to play this one through to try again in the next round, but the Philippines have got something different to say. They are unloading sheer hell onto the priest from the Chinese side. It is going to be down to one. It is going to be down to nothing because it is just an elemental lord left. The Chinese elemental lord has to play this one through. He's going to try and bail out. He needs to push onto the opposition and try and grab himself a cheeky kill, but he's not going to do so. Bang, he's taken down. The Philippines will finally get the win. Far so good for the Chinese side as they won their first game today, but also the Filipino side is looking good as well. Malaysia, they won, they just missed out against China. The Philippines took out Singapore, and now these two winning sides come against each other to decide who is indeed going to take the advantage in the games here at the Funan Digital Life Mall in Singapore. So shots go flinging out all over the map. The Chinese players quite content just to sit their way back. There's plenty of communication from them as they make a lot of noise over on their side of the arena as more shots go ringing out all over the place. You see the elemental lord just getting knocked to the ground there from the Chinese perspective, but she gets back up and unloads a merry fiery hell, and she starts to unleash on all sides of the equation, just gets herself revved up. Here comes the flame rod. It is looking good too as she rounds the map in a good little lap and endorses all the players with a cheeky little bit of fire. So good piece of work there from her. 3v3 situation still standing as a minute and 45 remains on the clock. Lots of shots being flung around all over the place, and here comes the mercenaries on top of each other. It is going to be mercenary v mercenary battle as the Chinese take on the Philippines mercenary right up and close. It is going to be a first round war. Big bash to the back of the head from the mercenary perspective. They still are going to take on each other. There goes the whirlwind. It is a good one. It's going to fling the player up in the air, and that's going to be be a decent little result, I'm sure. There's the first kill of the round. It's going to be the Elemental Lord who gets taken out by her opposite number. So Jin Mo is doing some good work on that occasion, but just not quite good enough. Here comes the the boulder goes out there from the Mercenary. Big shot comes through. Mercenary takes on one more. No, it's not going to quite be the way to go, as they still fight with each other, trying to battle it out. The big axe is being flung around all over the place. Somersault shot, somersault roll. And then the Mercenary will bail on out there, try and get some heal from the Priest, as they can have to regroup here. Here come the buffs. Will the push be a decent one here from the Malaysian players, sorry, the Filipino players, as they start to push on through on top of these Chinese players? And indeed they're going to, with the Mercenary getting caught into a whale of a problem, and he's going to get taken down. The Priest will still stand. He gets a consolatory kill. It's going to be Mercenary v Priest, as the Priest continues to aggress and cause trouble. 30 seconds left on the clock, with a 2v1 situation occurring here. Elemental Lord is out the back, so is the Mercenary, with the Priest available to heal. Looks like they're going to play cat and mouse games. So in a 2v1 situation, they're just watching the Priest. Oh, look at that. Oh, dear. So there we go. They finally meet on up in the middle there. 7 seconds to go. Something could happen. Oh! Out of nowhere! It'll be a draw round. It is a rather remarkable finish to that round. And how do you like that one? The Philippine player dragging a death out of nowhere on a 2v1 situation. The Chinese chased him around the map, or rather led him around the map, trying to avoid that exact situation, and in the end, well done to that man. So that'll be Sherelle, the Priest from the Philippines, getting his side, staying them in the game with just a 1-0. So, of course, first to 5 is what it takes, ladies and gentlemen. We could have 100 of those drawn rounds if we wanted to, and we'd stay here and watch them all as we start to see everybody start to pound on into the middle and pounce on top of the opposition. The Elemental Lord just getting tossed about a bit, but still starting to warm themselves up and fire out the shots. The Chinese player, the Chinese Elemental Lord here in the form of Moon, just getting his game on a bit as shots going up, bashing him around in the middle of the map. Here comes the Mercenary from the Chinese perspective. He starts to bank his way through 777, and he's doing the big swirly motion, the somersault, axe jump, as well as the shots going through. And there comes the whirlwind shot. So he's trying to pick himself up a couple of players along the way through. Grand Cross goes flying through the mid from one of the two Priests, as the target of the Mercenaries' affections right now. 777 is just having a good old go at that man Sherelle, who did the dirty on his side just a few moments ago, as it's going to be a 2v3 situation. First player is dropped from the perspective of the Philippine side. Now they've got a little bit of extra work to do. There goes the second player. It'll just be the Mercenary still standing, and he will be defeated. Chinese will grab their second round as a celebratory Grand Cross there from the Priest from China. So it'll be 2-0 on the scoreboard, ladies and gentlemen, with more Dragon Nest action here coming to you. Proudly supported by Alienware, which is, of course, what the players are all playing on, those Alienware laptops with the Intel CPU inside of them, and they are certainly performing in a very good way for these players here at the Alienware Arena. And the Sound Image Productions is bringing you what you see and hear to you. And, of course, the last on that list, StarHub, making sure everybody can connect to everything they need to connect to make sure that this game can be played. So well done to those sponsors there. And of course the prizes coming to you by TT Esports by Thermaltake. So decent wrap of sponsors involved here at the Dragon Nest Arena, as these players once again go toe-to-toe. Shots from the Mercenary are good ones, as the boulders are going on down deep and get in the area of effect that they need to. Here comes the Elemental Lords into their own. So ice shards all around the place, can't quite entrap any of the players. In fact, he gets trapped himself, does the the Elemental Lord from the Filipino side. It is going to be all up to the Chinese to grab themselves a quick couple of kills here, as they've got themselves into a good start on this round. They want to look to consolidate it. Mercenary here is pushing nicely from the Philippines, as the Chinese continue to just get themselves set and ready to organise. Oh, shot down the back is going on, as well as the Mercenary goes in to assist in that situation. 3v3 situation is still available. There's 1.5 minutes left on the clock. So the players will start to get themselves regrouped in a second. I can assure you. Oh, here comes the big whirlwind shot from the mercenaries. In fact, it almost looked like the Filipino player walked into that whirlwind attack, and in the end he turns his own one on its head. It was a well-worked move. He's going to grab two of the Chinese players inside of that whirlwind and grab them down to literal nothing. He's going to grab himself one kill. There goes a second kill, any second now. Oh, there it goes. Yes, he's going to bash that priest into the corner. Absolutely take him down beyond ridicularity within an inch of his life. We're completely sure as he nails him in the end. That is great work. Here comes a whirlwind shot. Put it down to the mercenary with the 3 down. So Philippines grabbing one on the board. Walter doing the damage, of course, not all on his own. He had his teammates to support him to get them to that position, but the triple kill came from him in the end. And great work for him to do the damage that his team needed right at the bitter end. They grabbed themselves a point on the board, 2 rounds to 1 on that scoreboard now, ladies and gentlemen, as we watch and to see how this Shanda Invitational Dragon Nest 3v3 action, of course, as we'll be seeing the 3v3 and the 1v1 matches here at the Funan Digital Life Mall in Singapore start to come into play as the two teams just pushing themselves in through the mid here. Let's have a look and see what the free play preview can see us. There's so many pieces of action occurring all at the same time here in Dragon Nest. As you see the mercenary battle out the back here, they're going toe to toe with each other, and look at 777 go. He is unrelenting, absolutely nailing. He gets some support from his priest now, and they both join up to take out the remaining or the split player from the Philippines. So now it's all on out the back there. The flame rod comes out from Jin Moore. He loves that piece of equipment and uses it with synonymous regularity. There he goes again, and that is great work from him. In fact, that was the opposition player, the Elemental Lord Moon from China. And then now in the corner, it is going to be done and dusted. The priest getting bashed about by spikes, smashes and all sorts, and it'll be 3 still standing for the Chinese, none for the Philippines, as it goes 3 rounds to 1 on the scoreboard. Rightio, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the Dragon Nest Arena. It is the Chinese team taking on the Filipino team. We're going to be shooting on over to the map of Lost Temple in just a few moments, but what the players are going to be doing is getting the score back evened up. Now, to run you through the list of events that has happened in the last, well, shall we say 20 minutes, 5 rounds to 3 is what the first map went, and that was in favour of the Filipino side. They came through after getting themselves around about evened up, and then they managed to rip back. It was a 3-3 indeed, and then they took the advantage, 4-3, and in the end, after a little bit of a kerfuffle, took it 5 rounds to 3 in the end. So then we moved across into the second round, and it got to 3 rounds to 1. Then we had a few issues, so we tried again. Then the players decided they wanted to play alongside each other, so they had a little bit of a friendly game of I'll play on your side, you play on their side type of thing. And then we worked all that out, and in the end, a few issues later, we got to 3 rounds to 2. So what the players are casually working through doing right now is getting us to that exact situation. So it'll take us around about 3 or 4 minutes. So while we're doing that, we'll throw a quick shout out to our sponsors in the form of Alienware, Intel, Sound Image Productions, and of course Star Hub, as well as the prizes, which are now down in front of the stage for those of you who are here at the Alienware Dragon Nest Arena. It is the TT Esports gear by Thermaltake, so it is looking good. And of course we're here at Funan Digital Life Mall, the venue partner for this Dragon Nest Arena event. So the second round just coming into play here. The team's just capitulating in the corner, waiting for everybody to bash and crash them a touch, and then we'll be moving on to the next range. Of course, these two teams have already taken on a couple of sides already today. China has taken on Malaysia. They were taken very, very close, but in the end managed to come away the winner. And the Philippines took on Singapore, which was a completely different affair. The Philippines absolutely pummeling them into the ground, and the Singaporeans only able to pick up 3 rounds in the 13 that were played, and the Filipino side coming away the winner. So we've led to this game here. The Chinese taking on the Philippines. The first map, as I said, has gone to, well, the first match has gone to the Filipino side, and then the Chinese have a slim lead here at 3 rounds to 2, which is what the players are heading towards. And we'll be getting there very, very soon. We've also got 1v1 action here at the Dragon Nest Arena today, ladies and gentlemen, and the 1v1 action is going to have a few more games coming up over the course of the day. The schedule includes the Chinese side, in fact we saw that game, we've got Chinese versus Malaysia coming up later on for you. We've already seen the China versus Philippines match, which was Gurmore as Elemental Lord taking on the mercenary of 777 from China, and that was a fantastic battle at the best of times. So we'll be looking forward to some more of that 1v1 action as everything starts to come to attention on that later on. In fact, it may look like we've got that coming to you in just a little while. So stick around for that one as well. And of course there is a lucky draw that's going to be happening later on in the day as well. So if you haven't already, rock on over to the stand here and get yourself all registered up. There's multiple ways to go about doing it, so we'd only encourage you to do so. Of course, the players all playing on Alienware laptops here today, and they've got the Intel Pentium, the Intel CPUs. Hopefully they're not Pentiums, that would be a bit of a fast, wouldn't it? But the Intel CPUs inside of them, and they are doing very, very well for the players here as well. So there we go, there's the 4th round victory. So we're getting close to the target that we need to be, and it'll be one more round to the Philippine side, who are on the Ancients, which is the blue side. The Chaos, which is the red side, is the Chinese side on this occasion. So this last round will come through, and it'll give you a chance to look at some of the moves that these players can pull on off. And you see the good all-in-one area of effect moves coming through there on the from the Chinese players as they all get bashed over into a corner. The Filipino players are the ones in blue there, just dealing the damage to them unreplied to. So and then we'll be away laughing in just a few moments. So 3-on-2 situation will turn into a 3-on-1 situation in a moment as the priest gets taken down, and then in the Elemental Lord as well. No, in fact, the mercenary. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are now at 3 rounds to 2. Everything is live from here. 3 rounds to 2 on the scoreboard. It is the Dragonest Arena. We are finally back at alive with the action as it will start to occur. The two teams lining up for you. The Chinese taking on the Philippines. The Chinese have a 1-round advantage at this late stage in the game, and the Philippines have not only a match advantage, but also a decent set of players coming to a head. So let's see how they start to perform in the underneath control bridge. Everybody gets aggressive. They've had far too little time on the field of the valley here, so they're going to start to bash themselves away. The Lost Temple is the host of this map and of this match, being the map, and it's a figure-8 setup where the players can go all around the top, the bottom, and every which other way you like. So at the moment they're going to be quite content staying underneath the troll bridge. The Elemental Lord just pushing on through, getting hammered over in the corner there, the Filipino Elemental Lord, but they've already got themselves a kill on the board. It is going to be 1 down on there, so in fact it'll be the 3v2 situation in favour of the Chinese team. Big whirlwind there coming out from the mercenary as he tries to get to the priest trapped in a corner, can't quite do so, gets underneath the ire of a priest there for a second as a 777, the Chinese mercenary, he gets himself set up and ready to rock and roll. Still a 3v2 situation. The priest from Philippines getting himself some buffs and heals going on there for him and his mercenary friend as they try to just avoid the damage that is incoming from this Chinese side. Oh, bang, the big ice block comes through. The mercenary tries to team up onto that priest. They're giving him a whole host of grief, and still a 3v2 situation ensues. It is still the mercenary standing and the priest standing for the Philippines. They're trying to do their darndest against this Chinese side, but they're really struggling now. Their hurt is starting to come on through as the whirlwind shot comes out, and it'll be pretty much the death of them, I would suggest. No, the Elemental Lord here from the Chinese side just struggling under the pressure, but in the end it will be the Philippines who drop and the Chinese that grab another. 4 rounds to 2 on the scoreboard as another round is done and dusted. So Lost Temple is where we're at, and we'll push on over into the middle as we look like we've got another issue on the screen. So we'll have another little break. I can talk to you more about the sponsors. Alienware, Intel, Sound Image Productions and StarHub. So StarHub connecting everything together for you. Sound Image Productions bringing you everything that you see and hear here today, and in the future, of course, later on down the track. This will be produced for everybody to watch and enjoy all over again. And Alienware with the Intel CPUs inside them. These Alienware laptops not doing a bad job. Okay, so we're just going to let the time run out on this one, so it remains a draw after the technical issue is sorted out. So you'll have to listen to me talk for 2.5 minutes. What can we talk about? Let's talk about the mice. This is a TT Esports Azurus. I'm not sure what it does. Let's see if we can get that up on the screen. There we go. That's what it looks like there. Let's do that. Yep, let's do that. See, no pressure on the camera. No pressure. Yeah. See, this is the most she's done all day. She's been doing a great job dancing, and now look at that. There we go. There we go. Yeah. Oh, look, there's some support action. See, now you're saved. So look at that. That's the TT Azurus, ladies and gentlemen. And I've also got a Concord here, which is the mouse pad. Not a bad little mouse pad. If you have a look on my screen, the priest has actually sat down. He's bored. Oh, look, they're all sitting down. They're going to have a little huddle in the middle of the map, ladies. And the Elemental Lord comes in for a dance. That would have to be that man. There we go. So the Elemental Lord's having a dance. Well done to them. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Just one of the many features you can do in the game of Dragon Nest as they get their emoticons going. And in the meantime, over in back play, it looks like Walter's getting amongst it, but all by himself, having a bash against the wall. And yep, he's just literally he's giving you a display of what he can do, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go, here he is, throwing himself all over the map. Go on, Walter, you show that wall who's boss. As he just sort of, yeah, now you know we're watching you. Yeah, so he stops now. Oh dear. So they're all just standing around. The dancing continues in the middle of the map. All the way down the back here, this is Moon. He is just having a quiet moment just in the back play, just buffing and doing nothing else. So 30 seconds left on the clock, ladies and gentlemen, then we'll rip back into it. So just a reminder to you, 4 rounds to 2 on the scoreboard is where we're currently sitting. The two teams will be coming back into the middle. The Chinese have the lead, 2-round lead now on the offensive side. So they've got just another round to pick up, and they will pick up this match. The Philippines have already picked up the first match, so they won that one 5 rounds to 3. So we could potentially go down to a third one here unless the Philippines pull something out of the bag that they've been hiding. And there is very well every chance that they could do that. You never say never here in the game of Dragon Nest PvP. Round is going to come to a close. There we go. Thank you very much on the draw. And we will start ourselves back into it. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we will go live. The issues are all sorted out. Welcome back to the Dragon Nest Arena, and it is going to be all on for love and money. The prizes on show and on at stake are from Thermaltake. They are the TT Esports keyboard, mice, and accessories, and everybody is looking forward to taking those home as far as these players are concerned. In the meantime, they're going to rock on over underneath the troll bridge and get their flame, ice, fire, lightning, and everything else you like on as the shots start to roll on out. Mercenary gets in there, and the Elemental Lord from the Chinese side blinks across. Moon is quite keen to get in there and take on out that Mercenary. In fact, they're going to go and gang up on the Elemental Lord, but she is right on up to the scratch. Takes a couple of good shots. A Grand Cross comes through in support from the Filipino side as the Elemental Lord from the Philippines has held her own. Something chronic. Give Jinmore a big hand because he has done an absolute perler on this occasion. The priest gets knocked about and bandied around, and it is going to be the Philippines to take this one somewhat ridiculously easy. They have got these players in a very, very big corner and are trapping them ever so more. It, of course, is never a case of never say never because you never know what's going to come back at the other side. They're going to push that priest over into a corner and really try and mash her hard, and that will be that one. That is an astounding win from the Philippines. Not only 3 standing, but the health levels are all above 60%, and that is quite phenomenal here in PvP action, as you will see in the next round or two, I'm sure. 4 rounds to 3 on the scoreboard. The Philippines with a good recovery round, as these Chinese players chat amongst themselves to see what's going on. The Filipinos players are also getting a bit of a workout. Sherelle being quite vocal in amongst the middle of them. So the 2 priests from both sides, Cookie and Sherelle, coming into their own as organisers as well as healers. The shots go out there. Plenty of lightning and fire being thrown across the map at this stage. We'll wait for the ice to come looming on in as well, as that is going to be well required to trap these players and slow them down. Plenty of holy war action here as the 2 priests go up against each other. Oh, the priest from the Philippines is caught into a shard of ice, but will recover from that just in time to avoid the mercenary who's going in to try and take him down. It's not going to be too much of a concern, though. Now the priest gets stuck on the Elemental Lord. It is going to be the Chinese Elemental Lord and the former Moon going nutso all on over the top of him. 1 minute is gone in this round with 2 minutes remaining, and you could still throw a tissue over which side is going to come back on top of this one. Both players are screaming and yelling at each other. There's plenty of chatter, plenty of talk. The Elemental Lord here from the Philippines just hiding back, just trying to work out what his next move is going to be. Come on, Jinmore, get amongst it, son. You've got to get in there and help your team out. As the Elemental Lord from the Chinese side is really starting to push on top of the priest here. It's going to be a 1v1 with the priest. Let's see what can come out the back of this as Sherelle comes out of the ice shard and goes nuts in retaliation. First player goes down from the Philippines. Now they've got to get 2 more as a kill. There we go. There's the second one. So this is going to be a 3v1 situation, and it's as everybody knows, it's going to cause nothing but trouble. The Elemental Lord is going to go back into the distance. It's not going to be a concern for the Chinese. They'll be happy for her to stay off on that far side of the map, because they just need to hold on out for the clock to wind on down. So let's see what Jinmore can do as he's left all on his lonesome here on the map to try and grab this one. He goes Flame Rod Styles. He loves that move, but it's going to be the death of him, and indeed it will. So there we go, the Chinese players. We won't give any regard to the scoreboard because it doesn't really count for much given the preceding events. Chinese come out on top 5 rounds to 3. So the first 5 rounds to 3 went to the Philippines. The second goes to the Chinese. We'll be back in just a moment with the third round. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Lost Temple once again is a figure 8 map, and the bottom of the troll bridge signalling the middle of the map, and the top of the troll bridge the other middle, of course, as the players can go around that way. And they are going to meet in the middle at the troll bridge right now and try and take to each other. The lightning crosses get dumped on the ground. It is action aplenty right from the outset. There will be no sitting down and waiting in this game of Dragon Nest PvP. The players start to unload on each other, and lightning goes roaring into everybody else. There's a whole host of holy bolts and holy shots, as well as the fire and ice that the elemental lords will unleash as well. There's exploding boulders from the mercenaries, as well as a whole lot of wind shots, which are going to come into effect with the cyclone attacks as well. Here we go. Speaking of cyclone attacks, look at the mercenary go from the Chinese side. That's 777. Sorry, no, that's the Filipino mercenary in the form of Walter, as he unloads on his opposite number, and then he gets stuck in behind a cross in the back corner there. Oh, he's going to go nuts on that priest. He is absolutely going hell for leather, trying to take him on down and doing a very good job of it as he just recovers out of a little situation there. He goes back chasing his mark as he tries to get himself some heals. The priest is going to go down. Yes, it is. And so is the elemental lord, and is the mercenary. A big win there for the Philippines as they grab the first round. Chinese just missing out on that occasion. There's some good health bars left as far as the Filipino side was concerned, but they also had the buffs coming through on them quite happily. So some good work all round from the both sides there, but in the end the Filipinos coming through the winner. They push through to the mid is now the question in hand as the smoke plumes up, the explosions start to occur. Priest on mercenary action once again. The priest here, Cookie, is not having a very nice time as far as Walter's concerned. He's found his target and he is absolutely unleashing sheer grief on him completely. The hammer is going in the direction of the face, and it is not coming into a good result for the priest on this occasion. Somersault shots, everything is just being unloaded. More shots coming through on him. He waits for him to stand on up, throws out some shots, and then gets backdoored by the mercenary and elemental lord of the Chinese team. They finally come in to support their priestly player. The PvP element's really coming into its own here as the priest for Philippines stuck in a world of hurt. He is not going to be too happy there as he gets the ire of the Chinese doom as the elemental lord, that is Jinmore, he fires up the witchy poo broomstick, and it's not going to be too much for him to worry about because he is the only one left and will be taken down in just a moment. There you go. So 1 round apiece. The Chinese recovering back well after the little battle and backplay between the mercenary and the priest, but we'll see how that one progresses. The Philippines really starting to have to pick up their socks as they push again once more into the middle of the map. The shots going out from range, nobody really wanting to commit, but here comes that man 777. He is always the aggressor and not going to stop on this occasion as he pushes on through once again to try and take out the opposition. The elemental lord Moon, he starts to push on through, takes out his opposite number, in fact, and gets also the attention from her. The Jinmore and battle with that man down the back is going hell for leather, but now the support comes on in. Mercenary takes to the offensive. There comes the priest to push on through as well. It's going to be a 2v1 situation as the mercenary unloads on both players. Doing a good piece of work there was 777. Sorry, in fact, that's Walter. But 777 has lined his opposite number up. He goes for the whirlwind attack and does it very, very well. He's got the axe in hand, does 777. You can always tell it's him as he starts to move off into the back play. He throws out the boulder. In fact, it's a big push as he now regroups with his teammates. A 3v2 situation here. the Filipino players having to regroup. The buffs are going to come up and look at those healing crosses getting stabbed into the floor, and now the players having to just work out what the next move is going to be. The Filipino side just talking to each other. They're just yelling across at each other while the Chinese players start to get themselves organised. It's once again that man in the middle, Cookie, who corrals his players into what they're going to be doing. And look at them absolutely throw attention to just the one player, and look at him come back down. The mercenary, he went high in the air, finally came back down on top of them, and they didn't have a clue where he was. They stood there for a moment just watching and waiting to see where he would go. The mercenary here is going to cop the whole host of heat. The priest, in fact, is going to be the ire of the death of that man on screen, 777. He's the one that will finish off the player, and it'll be another round for the Chinese. 2 rounds to 1. Still early days here in this first to 5, ladies and gentlemen. So they will continue to push on through. The Philippine side still with a lot of work to do, as the Chinese players continue to do some excellent work here. Different approach taken now from the Philippine players. They'll go around the back of this figure 8, just guide the Chinese to them, make them play their game at this stage. It is an interesting maneuver from them, something a little bit different. Why not when you're at this stage of the game? Mercenary just barreling back. The Chinese talking to themselves and making sure that they've got everybody on the same target. The lightning cross is dropped. Oh, big boulder shot there coming down. Gets a good area of effect onto the opposition as well. That is a great piece of work. So they've got an advantage here already, the Philippine players, as they go right down into the thick of the fight. The frost comes out. Big shard crash there. Out comes the Elemental Lords. They're going to go nuts on each other. Big explosion here. The Filipino players getting the benefit on this round, absolutely surely, as the crosses come out. Here goes the flame rod from the Chinese Elemental Lord as he disappears off the back of the map. He's going to get some support from his priest who comes down the back also, but they're going to get explosions coming in their general direction. The Elemental Lords are coming into their own as the mercenary in the form of 777 starts to unload onto the priest of that man in the middle of the Philippine side, Sherelle. So the two players just battling it out in the middle there. Still a 3v3 situation. A minute and a half left in the round. Halfway through it as the shot comes out. There we go. There's the first player down. 1 Chinese down. 2 Chinese down. The Elemental Lord is still the mercenary still standing. 777 can do all sorts of fun. Can he pull off something that is literally inevitable? As no, he's going to get caught in a world of hurt, and that will be a round defeat. Filipinos even it back up. 2 rounds apiece on the scoreboard as the Chinese just falling foul on that one. The change of tactics seems to have worked for the Philippines. Let's see if the Chinese are going to fall for it this time round as we roll on into the next round. First to 5, so still plenty of time left on the clock and still plenty of games left for these two teams to try and progress with. So as we see them just start to work their way around the map, just trying to lure each other into the same side. Oh, big boulder splash there, the area of effect coming into play as the Chinese just waiting it out to see what goes on here. But at this stage, I'm just getting caught on the wrong things. At this stage, it looks like it's going to be the Chinese just to start to get... Oh, here comes a boulder. The blink away was a well-timed one from Moon there. And now they're going to start to push on down the bottom of the bridge, are they? Not quite yet, so they'll still stay split. One team up, one team down. And everybody waiting for the action to occur. So lightning going every which direction as the shots continue to pummel on through. Here they go. Now they're going to aggress the Filipino side as the shots go down. The flame rod comes out with plenty of fire all over the map as that is going to be Jumor who's the man throwing that one across it as he and his 2 teammates start to push on over towards that priest. The mercenary starts to unload onto the priest as once again Walter unloads Mary Hell onto... Oh, look at that work. Good combo in the back play there as he takes out not 1 but 2. Big smashing here going on. The Chinese have already lost 1. They've got a 3v2 situation here, the Filipino players. 1 minute 30 left on the clock as the priest in the back play once again getting caught. Cookie is under a lot of stress and strain from both. Oh, here we go. Big whirlwind attack, a big whirlwind effect, and that's going to be the death of him, is it? Yes, it is. He goes down, so it's just the mercenary left. He's playing ragdoll games with the Elemental Lord and backplay, and she will get taken down. So it'll be a 2v1 situation. So 777 managing to grab himself a kill, but the bad news for him is he's still got 2 more to take down as they come roaring at him in a great big world of hurt coming in his general direction. The priest starts to unload. He buffs up and gets his teammate organised as the mercenary tries to unload. 777 is doing some good work here, but it's not going to last for long. Yes, it is. In fact, he continues to pummel the opposition players. He gets them both in the same spot, throws out the whirlwind attack. He's still standing as this 777 man. Somehow he's not being taken down, and in the end he finally is. Couldn't block that piece of action as the shot comes through very nicely, and the Filipino players are going to grab themselves another round. Finally, they will take a lead in this match, and it will be 3 rounds to 2, and the clock is going to tick on down into the sixth round, I should say, as the Chinese players looking to grab that round that they've just dropped away back again. But the Filipino players will have something else to say. This change of tactic has worked for them so far. 2 rounds they've done it, and a third round they'll try it. Let's see how it happens for them. As once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two teams, China versus the Philippines here in the Shanda Invitational best of 4. They have shown themselves to be the best of their various regions in the SEA region, and come to blows here in Funan Digital Life Mall in Singapore, where they are now vying on the last map of 3, the last match of 3 on the map of Lost Temple, to see who can come out the winner. They are undefeated so far today, these two teams, so the winner of this game will be the one who takes a definite advantage going into their next match against whoever that will be. Shots start to come to blows now. The 777 man is the man on screen who is going to deal the doom that he likes to do so very, very nicely against the opposition player. He finds out his opposite number. Now he's going to go toe-to-toe with Walter, as Walter's not going to have too much of a bar, but he wants to go for that priest, and that's exactly the direction he's heading in. No, in fact, he decides he'll come back and help his teammates out. But there he goes again, back onto the priest once more. He tries to bash and crash him away. He's doing some good work here. Oh, big whirlwind attack from Walter. He's done some fantastic work, and he grabs another big whirlwind attack. So he'll get some decent rush going on for his team. There's a big smash up and through the middle. There is the opposition mercenary from the Chinese. That is 777. He will grab himself some decent attacking prowess as the flame goes out all over the place. That's the Elemental Lords coming into their own. Let's see what Jermore has up his sleeve. It's still a 3v3 situation as they all barrel on down to the backs of their various sizes of the map. Here comes the Moon Man. He goes onto the broomstick, fires on through, and then he's going to get stuck. Is he? No, he's not. He manages to avoid the big whirlwind cyclone, and in fact the Philippines have dropped 2. The Chinese stand-back tactic has worked so far, and it is just the one man remaining in the form of the Jermore. He's got 3 to take down. He pops out the flame rod, and he's going to get himself caught in an ice shard there at the bitter end of that, and now he's in for a world of hurt because he's got 3 players bearing down on him, and exactly what will happen is he will die. Back to even Stevens, ladies and gentlemen. 3 rounds apiece here in the Dragon Nest Arena. China taking on the Philippines in this Shanda Invitational best of 4. These two teams not letting the other out of their sights. They want this match. They want to get one step closer to the prizes, which is what they've all come here for, to Funan Digital Life Mall, as the sponsors in the form of Alienware, the Intel CPUs that are inside those said PCs, and of course Sound Image Productions, who are bringing all the sights and sounds to you here in this Dragon Nest Arena. And of course StarHub connecting it all together to make sure it can happen for you. So the two teams just getting themselves organised. Once again they go for that tactic up top. It's worked 2 out of 3 times. The last one was obviously fell a bit foul on their best of intentions. But they will continue to wait it on out. The Chinese content to wait down the bottom, as the lightning crosses are the only things that have dropped so far. And we will continue to wait for them to fire on down. Big boulder shot there. That'll do some good area effect damage. Not quite directly hitting a target, but doing some decent shot nonetheless. Here comes the mercenary for the Filipino side. The Chinese side just getting themselves organised. Plenty of discussion amongst them exactly how they're going to go about doing this. As they yell and scream at each other, the mercenary starts to push on through here as the Chinese side start to make motions in towards the middle of the map. It is going to be 777 who starts to push across back over towards the opposition. He's going to get himself caught as the Elemental Lord just tries to trap him over in a corner. Can't quite do so. In the meantime, the priest from the Philippines has been caught exactly in the corner. He is going to suffer in a world of hurt. The mercenary 777 gets stuck in a cyclone. He's going to get a whole host of damage unloaded on him. It is going to be a 3v2 situation as the Elemental Lord gets taken out by the mercenary, who also must have got caught inside of that whirlwind from the mercenary. Now it's opposite seas as the mercenary Walter, he gets stuck inside of his opposite numbers whirlwind cyclone. So it is going to be a 3v2 situation. They're going to start to recoup. No, they're not. They're still all unloading on each other as the Elemental Lord gets dropped over towards the back there. Here's the priest for the Chinese side. He's on a decent amount of work that he's picking up here. He's got his mercenary alongside him, who's just been floored a couple of times, and quick as you like. Big mash-up there from the Filipino side. The crowd loves it. It's going to go 4 rounds to 3 for the Philippine side. The Chinese just getting nutted right at the very end there. and some decent work. In fact, it was probably those ice shards that from the Elemental Lord that finished everybody off, and that was some very good work for all concerned. So just watching and waiting now. The Chinese happy to just sit tight and wait it all out. And let's see what the opposition are going to do. Yep, they're going to pull the same tactic. And they see where everybody is. They're firing the shots down. There goes the boulders, there goes the shots, the little cheapos to try and get some early damage multipliers going. The buffs come out from our friend the priest up the top, that's Sherelle, and he decides, Leroy Jenkins it is. Let's rock on down to the bottom of the map. Let's go gold on these guys as he starts to push his way through. Opens up a couple of shots and then gets joined by the mercenary man as he unloads a couple of shots as well. That is Walter at his very best there. Sherelle needing the support, so that's what he got. Moore sitting in the back play, just firing the shots off, getting stuck at the back though, and he's going to have to be careful here because he's got himself into a bit of a sticky situation. He's got support as fires up the flame rod to get back to his teammates. That is great work. Not only can he unload some pain in through the middle there, he can also get back towards where his team is. And now he's got his opposite number and some pain as she shards her up, and then he fires the flame onto her, and he's going to take her down. That is great work from Moore. He is going to spark it up for his team as now the mercenary is going to get unloaded onto from the Chinese side. He's going to barrel on back, and it's going to be all on for the Philippines here. Will they take it? Yes, they will. They will do it against all odds, taking down the Chinese side. It is going to be 7 kills for that man, the Elemental Lord. Jim Moore doing his damage, 4 apiece for the mercenary and the priest. And the Philippine side come away winners here on Lost Temple.